Hello friends, I am Varun Reddy. I got All India 7th rank in CSE 2018 examination. In this video, we briefly discuss about preparation for mathematics optional. So, mathematics like any other optional is very demanding, and the first basic criteria if you want to choose mathematics is you are interested in mathematics and you have an aptitude for mathematics. In general, it means that you don't get tired if you sit hours and hours spending in doing mathematics, and you are comfortable in solving problems of mathematics, and then you have interest, and once you have interest and aptitude, and naturally the third criteria, the scoring, mathematics is usually very scoring, so that you don't have to question about it. And once you have taken mathematics, the second question which comes to your mind is whether I should take coaching or not. So regarding coaching, one good coaching which is being delivering successful result for years and years is IMS in Delhi, and they have delivered good results, and I have relied on IMS mainly for my test series, and Venkana sir at IMS has been a personal mentor to me. And whether to take coaching or not, it's a very personal call. So personally, I did not attend classes. I did self study for mathematics, and I prepared on my own. So I fetched IMS materials from the academy, IMS academy, and then I solved it on my own. So how can you judge whether you should take coaching or not? I would say one litmus test is you pick up the real analysis and calculus material and modern algebra material from the market, attempt them, give yourself 1 week or 8 days and try to solve modern algebra booklet of IMS, and then if you are comfortable with the topic, similarly if you feel comfortable with real analysis and calculus, I am quite confident that you can manage mathematics optional preparation on your own without need of classes, and you might be needing coaching institute for your test series. Okay. And once we addressed whether we need coaching or not, the second issue is what are your reference material or sources for preparing mathematics. So for sources, mathematics is quite simple. IMS materials are mostly reliable, and I will advise and strongly recommend aspirants to not burden yourself from doing more and more textbooks and referring to more and more sources. Keep it simple. Just do IMS materials, and for fluid and rigid dynamics, refer to the textbooks which I mentioned. And once you have done IMS materials thoroughly and then revise the IMS materials thoroughly, then try to attempt previous year test series of IMS. Okay, all the previous year test series of IMS are available. Either you can reach the institute or you can reach the any mathematics optional people, or you have Telegram group for mathematics which is quite active. There all the previous year test series are posted there, and there are a lot of all the test series of previous year also uploaded on Google Docs. So if you can enroll yourself into the Telegram group, anybody will share you that Google Docs link, and you can get access to around last 5 to 6 years IMS test series materials. Along with that, IMS have also provided previous year solutions for last 10 years for mathematics paper 1 and paper 2. Even that also you can get access to. Okay. So once you have done IMS materials and revise them again, you try to attempt any one previous year test series. So while you are attempting test series, you will get to know which areas you are comfortable with and which areas you are not comfortable with. So for example, when I was attempting test series, I had difficulty in solving problems from real analysis and calculus. I had difficulty in solving problems from complex analysis. I had difficulty also in solving problems. So what I did is, for real analysis and calculus, I went to the reference textbook. For example, for real analysis and calculus, Malik Arora textbook is really good. So I opened Malik and Arora, and I've grossed through the theory. I haven't read word to word. I've just seen the theory, just try to recollect, use this as a revision opportunity, and I've gone through the concepts, and I've gone through the solved examples in Malik and Arora, and that way I just flipped through the entire textbook in less than a day. Similarly, I've done the same thing for complex analysis. Similarly, I've done the same thing for vector algebra from Krishna series. So that way I could revise the entire textbook, and seeing the solved problems has given me immense clarity in improving my understanding of that topic. So again, I want to emphasize on the source material. Stick to the IMS material. do it thoroughly, revise it again and again, and if needed, if you feel that for any particular chapter or topic you are not able to comfortably answer test series questions or previous year questions, of which solutions are also provided by the IMS, if you are not feeling comfortable in addressing test series or previous year questions, then only and then only refer to the reference textbook. And I'll just give you a list of reference textbooks which you can go through only if you have any problem with that particular topic. For example, for linear algebra you have Sham series is good. For real analysis and calculus you have Malik and Arora. You have analytical geometry, Krishna series is good. For ODE and PDE, Raisingania is good. And I want to mention again, which I forgot, for ODE and PDE I had I've gone through the solved examples of Raisingania. And for statics and dynamics of paper 1 you have Krishna series. For vector algebra of paper 1 you have Krishna series. For modern algebra you can refer to Khanna and Bhamri. And for real analysis again of paper 2 Malik Arora. For complex analysis you have Krishna series. LPP you don't need a reference textbook. Numerical analysis also you don't need a reference textbook. For PDE again Raisingania is good, which is published by S. Chand. And for fluid dynamics you have Raisingania. For rigid dynamics you have Krishna series. These are the reference books which you can refer to, and only if you are not comfortable in solving previous year questions or IMS test series. Okay. So next we will go into how I manage my mathematics preparation. Okay. So as I mentioned above, I did mention before that I did mostly self study, and I've put IMS materials as my reference text. And during my preparation I felt difficulty with modern algebra, real analysis and calculus, ODE, PDE, fluid dynamics and rigid dynamics. For fluid dynamics and rigid dynamics I have approached DIIS Institute, Vajpayee sir. So I have enrolled to sir classes, and sir teaches physics for UPSC preparation. Therefore, sir is quite comfortable in teaching fluid dynamics and rigid dynamics also. And sir classes are also available online on Neo Stencil. So those classes I felt really helpful. And if you are watching online on Neo Stencil, especially if you are located somewhere away from Delhi, so around the class hours are around 42 hours, and that could be finished in 4 days. And once you do the classes for rigid dynamics and fluid dynamics, you can finish going through the textbooks in probably less than 5 days. So that way, you can finish off that entire chapter of fluid dynamics and rigid dynamics in less than 10 days, and that is quite productive. And secondly, so for modern algebra, which is another topic which aspirants usually face difficulty, so my strategy is I did IMS material, I revised those problems and that material again and again, and along with that, so I made it a point to try to solve at least all the modern algebra problems from previous year test series of IMS, from the solutions which IMS provides for previous year questions, previous year UPSC questions. So all the problems and most of the models which will come in the UPSC examination will be covered through either test series or previous year questions. So I kept my preparation that way a little bit simple for modern algebra. And for real analysis and calculus, which I felt a little bit of difficulty, I refer to Malik and Arora. So since we have talked about sources, now we will talk about what are certain check marks which the aspirant should have while managing mathematics optional. The first thing is, so where you should stand approximately 2 months before prelims, and how to manage your time between prelims and mains, balancing mathematics and general studies. So it is advisable, if you are taking mathematics optional or if you are planning to give the next attempt with mathematics optional, that before at least 1 month or 2 months before prelims, you have finished your entire mathematics syllabus, and then you give your revision of entire mathematics syllabus second time. And when you are doing your revision for the second time, it is advisable that you make your revision notes of mathematics. So let me explain in detail what revision notes means. Revision notes, for example, take the topic of linear algebra. Revision notes is approximately the synopsis of entire linear algebra topic, which contains the formulas, which contains the important theorems, and 1 or 2 steps about if the theorem is asked in the examination, how would you prove it. And it also contains important problems, model problems, which might be asked from linear algebra in the examination. And if there is any problem which is not so obvious and which is little tricky, you write also the key to solve those problems. Just write 2-3 steps, so that when you look at your revision notes, not only you do the formula, you revise your formulas, you revise your theorems, but also you know you have in your revision notes all the important problems which could be asked in the examination. So revision notes, I will emphasize again and again and again that either you try to be ready with your revision notes before prelims, which is advisable, or before you at giving your mains of mathematics paper, you should have revision notes in your hand, because this year, last year we got 5 days of gap for mathematics. However, usually the gap between the mathematics and the language paper is around 1.5 day, and 1.5 day given the huge humongous subject which mathematics is, to revise the entire syllabus it will take, you need very short and crisp revision notes. And especially I want to emphasize again, because for mathematics paper, if you want to score high, it is important that you recollect through all the concepts before your exam, and there is a high tendency for you to forget those mathematics concepts had you not seen those a day before your exam. Okay, so that is why I will emphasize again on revision notes. So ideally before your prelims, go through your entire mathematics syllabus once, try to revise once more, and when you are revising, try to prepare your revision notes. Okay. Second, how will you manage your time for mathematics and general studies during between prelims and mains? Okay, I'll just give how I managed last year and the year before, or when I first took the mathematics optional. So first 40 days post prelims I gave entirely to mathematics. So I've enrolled myself to IMS test series, and IMS test series usually starts within second week of completion of prelims. So by the 40th day, so we have already finished with almost 5 to 6 test series of IMS. So one first test of IMS consists of paper 1 section A, which is the first 3 topics of paper 1. So in the first week I tried to revise through my revision notes, and I tried to go through various problems of previous year test series of IMS and previous year problems from those topics, from previous year's questions and solutions of which have already been provided by IMS. So I briefly gone through these problems from these particular 3 topics, and then I went and gave the test. So that way post prelims I have done my first revision, one revision post prelims. Okay, and then section B of paper 1, similarly I did the same, gone through my revision notes, solved the problems from previous year test series, and solved the problems of previous year UPSC questions. Okay, and then I gave the test. Similarly I did for paper 2 section A, similarly I did for paper 2 section B. So 4 tests are done. So by 4 tests I have revised entire syllabus and post prelims. Okay, and I have solved previous year UPSC test series questions of IMS from these particular topics. Okay, and previous year test series, if you are attempting test 1, try to solve last 3 years or 2 years test 1 of test series. Similarly, if you are writing test 3, try to solve last 2 years or 3 years test 3 of the test series of IMS. Okay, and previous year questions, you can solve all the questions related to those particular topics. So that way I revised entirely once, and now the 5th and 6th test of IMS are comprehensive. So for those comprehensive papers I revised my entire revision notes again. Okay, that way by 40 to 43, 44 days I have done my entire revision twice, solved good number of test series papers, and solved previous year questions fully. Okay, and now after that let's talk about how will you manage your time in the mathematics exam, and on what basis you will be scored, you will be awarded marks in the mathematics examination, and what is the general doubt which aspirants have, what is the scaling factor in mathematics. Okay, so last 3 years I have been giving with mathematics. From the scores which I got from last 2 years, I can tell you with certainty that mathematics scaling factor is around 0.84, which is very high. So for example, last year my correct attempt, okay, not the total attempt, the correct attempt is around 375 and I got 330 marks. Okay, so in total I attempted around 460, 470, but there you might get a partial marks of say 0.3% of your marks, your total marks, but overall, so the strategy is, if your correct attempt is around 380, 390, you can comfortably expect marks of around 320 to 330. Okay, so on the day of mathematics, what is your strategy? So always remember that you don't need to attempt 500 out of 500 correct. Even if you attempt 380, 400 correct, you still get 330, which is a very good score in math in any optional paper. So if in the examination, if you're not able to answer 1 or 2 questions of 15 marker or 20 marker or 10 marker, don't feel nervous. Okay, your strategy is to first identify questions in which you are confident of, and identify choice questions where there is a higher likelihood of you scoring, you getting your correct attempt more. And for I'll just give an example. For example, in one particular choice question, you know you are doubtful about 15 marker question and you are sure of 35 marks. In other choice question, you are sure of 30 marks, but this 20 marker question you are still doubtful of. So natural choice is you attempt that 35 marker question, that particular choice question where 35 marks you are certain of, and 15 marker question where you are not doubtful of. Okay, pick that particular choice question, and once you pick your choice questions and compulsory questions you are aware of, attempt the paper. First write all your questions which you are confident of, get yourself a comfortable attempt of say 160, 170. Now pick up the questions where you are not little bit doubtful of. Okay, attempt the question where you have maximum probability of getting right. Okay, and even if you don't know a particular question, you're not getting a particular question right answer, make sure that you write all the formulas and theorems which are involved in that particular question, attempt it nicely. You will get a partial marks of approximately 0.3 to 0.4 out of 10. You will get a partial marks of 3 to 4 marks. Okay, so in that way try to take your total attempt to 230, 240, or if possible 250. Okay, now examiner is going through your mathematics paper. On what basis will you award marks? And this is extremely crucial because this practice you have to do when you are going through IMS notes or when you are practicing test series questions. Okay, so first and most important is he will check whether the answer which you arrived at the end is the correct answer or not. Okay, and after he checked your answer, he will go through whether you have written all the appropriate steps which are written. Appropriate steps is not like it means that your answer should not look like a mathematics problem which you solved in your rough paper. It should look exactly like the answer which is given in a textbook, or answer which is given if you go through IMS material, the way answer is written, which includes, for example, the result we got, we have given so and so. So it includes it includes writing in English also the sentences and then giving the mathematical equations. It includes you writing all the necessary theorems and formulas, and each theorem and formula you write also will be given 1.5 mark. So for a person who got the answer directly, he might get 6 marks out of 10. For a person who has written all that steps possible, he will get full out of full. So it is very important you write all the steps and write an answer very nicely as it is given in IMS material or a textbook, because that will make 30 to 40 marks difference cumulatively in both the papers. Okay, so write it very neatly and write it theoretically all the steps possible, and it is as important as you arriving the final answer. And if for a question you don't know, you are not getting a right final answer, don't be disheartened. You still get 4 out of 10 marks even if you are partially right, you mention all the theorems and formulas. Okay, and quickly move on to the next question. So strategy is attempt as much as possible. When you are prioritizing, attempt those questions which you are fully sure of. And during my mathematics paper, when I am attempting the paper, so I usually attempt the choice questions first and then I will go to the compulsory questions. So the time allocation I usually during the maths paper is approximately 1 hour 40 minutes or 1 hour 45 minutes I will give for all my choice questions. Accordingly divide into by 3, you will get approximately 35 minutes per each particular choice question. Choice question means, for example, question 5 or question 6, 7, 8 or 2, 3, 4 in the papers, out of which you have to write 3 questions. Out of those 6 choice questions, you have to write 3 questions. And compulsory questions are question 1 and question 5, which are compulsory in both. So for those compulsory questions, I allocate approximately 1 hour 15 minutes, and if you can get more time, which is good. So 1 hour 15 minutes for both the compulsory questions, question 1 and question 5. The reason why I pick up choice questions usually first is choice questions are more in marks, and for example choice questions usually have 3 questions and 50 marks. So to attempt 3 questions, and sometimes the choice questions can be solved in 3 minutes or 4 minutes also, you get such as easy choice questions. So writing 3 questions or 4 questions in 50 for 50 marks is faster in terms of time compared to writing 5 questions of 10 markers in the same time limit. So that way I pick up choice questions first, and then I'll come to compulsory questions in my mathematics paper. So mathematics, if you're confident of and you feel that you have good aptitude of mathematics, pick it and be prepared to put extra hours for general studies, to pull your general studies papers also, and practice test series problems, practice previous year questions again. I'll emphasize that again.
Hello friends, my name is Praveen Chand. I have secured 64th rank in this year UPSC Civil Services examination. My optional subject is mathematics. First, my basic rule was one book for one subject. I never referred to multiple books for one subject. For example, if there is a subject called modern algebra, I just refer to single book, Contemporary Concepts of Modern Algebra by Joseph Gallian. I just refer to that book and I read it multiple times, because referring to multiple books might be good for academic and research purposes, but in the examination where we have to answer the questions, where we have to get the marks, we have to maintain the clarity and we have to take the time into consideration. If you keep on reading, keep on researching multiple topics, you might not finish the syllabus and you might overdo the things which is not required. You should do what the syllabus and what the examination demands, because ultimately we have to clear the examination. It's not about just gaining the knowledge. Ultimately we have to come out of the examination with the flying colors. So stick to one book per one subject and read that book repeatedly. Again, my thumb rule in this regard is do any book 3 times, so that you get clarity and your revision is adequate. While doing mathematics, I always used to carry my pen and paper, because mathematics cannot be done just by reading. Mathematics can only be done by mind as well as carrying your pen and paper. So keep practicing mathematics with the pen and paper. Don't ever think that you can just read the theorem, you can just read the problem by eyes. It will never happen. It happened with me. Certain chapters I just glanced through them, I did not practice, and in the final examination I was not able to recall them. So ultimately I had to do many calculation mistakes, and in my second attempt, as I said, I got only 263. But this time I practiced everything with the pen and paper. I did not leave any subject and I revised them and I got 342 marks. So practice makes a lot of difference in mathematics. Unlike any humanities, mathematics requires a lot of practice, and you should do that. And in each subject you should always read theory first, and if there is a theorem, try to derive the theorem. Don't think the statement or just a formula will be enough. For example, if there is a formula in calculus or if there is a formula in complex analysis, try to derive the formula, how it has come. Try to derive each step, because there is a pleasure in doing mathematics. The pleasure is from deriving the concepts, deriving the theorems. From that you get certain inner feeling of satisfaction. Certain joy is there in proving the theorems. So experience that joy. Don't think that the statements are enough or formulas are enough. No, I think you should prepare little bit deeply in mathematics. That gives you leverage over other candidates. That gives you higher computational edge, because since 2016 the kind of questions that are being asked in mathematics are completely different as compared to earlier papers. Now they are asking proofs, now they are asking derivations, and the questions are little bit tricky. Such kind of questions can be solved when you do in and out of the theory, in and out of the derivations, and solve the problems, every problem with adequate practice. So I used to follow that. I used to read each and every chapter. I used to try to derive the theorems. I used to derive the formulas myself. I used to practice the problems, and whatever the important theorems, important formulas, important problems I used to find, I used to make them in separate note. So by the end of my preparation, I have a note of all the important formulae, all the important theorems and problems, which I used to revise that multiple times. So while preparing, keep this in a mind. Don't think that mathematics can be just done and no note making is required. If you think that, it is wrong. Mathematics certainly requires note making, because you have to remember and you have to reproduce in the examination ultimately. You may be very intelligent, you might have very strong IQ, but if you are not able to recall a particular problem or particular theorem in the examination, it is again waste of your time and energy. So try to revise the concepts always and try to keep the note and try to revise them from that. Additionally, after completing the each subject, what I used to do was I used to pick up the previous year questions of mathematics optional. For example, after completing linear algebra, I used to pick up all the previous year mathematics questions from the linear algebra. Especially I used to focus on the last 20 years, and I used to solve each and every problem and in a fair copy. So I have a notebook where all the linear algebra questions are in certain notebook, last 20 years questions. So what it does to you is, first, after reading from the textbook and solving the concept, if you practice the UPSC questions, first you will understand what level, what standard that UPSC is asking. Second, by doing this practice, you will understand that certain mistakes you are committing, and you might learn from them, and you might not commit those mistakes again in the final examination. Third, in the UPSC mathematics, certain theorems and certain problems are always repeated. So luckily, if that question comes or reappears in the paper again, you will get good marks, and you won't take time to solve that problem because you have already done that, and it will be very easy for you finally. So after completing the textbook, always again go back to the previous year UPSC questions and try to finish them all before moving to other subject. Third aspect is prelims. When the prelims approaches, usually people stop reading their optional subject, especially 3 months before the prelims. But mathematics requires consistency and perseverance. If you lose focus and if you lose touch in the mathematics, you always feel that it is a new subject. Even you won't be able to solve basic problems. So to restrain from that, even during the prelims, try to give at least 1 hour to the mathematics. Maybe you pick up the easier subjects, pick up easier problems and try to do them, and try to revise the notes whatever you made, try to revise the formulas you made even during the prelims. It will help you to keep the touch with the mathematics as a subject, so that after the prelims you can again come back to the full-fledged mathematics preparation, and it won't take much time. Especially it occurred to me in the first attempt where I left the mathematics 2 months or 3 months before the prelims, and when I restarted it, it again took me almost 1 month time to come to the full flow. So had I been doing the mathematics or had I revised the mathematics even during the prelims, I would have come to the full flow just after the prelims, and I would have got very good marks. But that did not happen because I lost the flow a little bit. So that's why I am cautioning you, don't lose the flow and don't lose the focus in mathematics. Keep the practice even half an hour or 1 hour every day just before the prelims also. It is absolutely fine and it will do wonders for you. Second, after the mains, because after the mains we have usually 3 to 3.5 months time, and mathematics syllabus is huge. So many aspirants find it difficult to complete the syllabus again. So how to handle this? First thing, you should always complete mathematics syllabus before the prelims, especially at least 60 to 70% syllabus should be done before the prelims. Secondly, after the prelims, take 1 and 2 months, first 2 months for completing the syllabus again, first revision. Do all the textbook again, do the previous year questions again during that 2 months period. In the next 1.5 and 2 months period, you again revise the mathematics at least 2 to 3 times, so that as the exam approaches, you will be done with at least 3 revisions. And believe me, I followed exactly this time, and just before the examination, I was able to revise all my problems and all the important questions that were asked in the UPSC civil services, even just day before the examination. And when I went to the examination, I just wrote whatever they asked, and I did not make any calculation mistakes because I was fully prepared, I was focused, and I did not lose touch with the mathematics. That is why, because I got 175 marks in the paper 1, my correct attempt was 250 out of 250, but due to the scaling factor I got 175. Similarly, in my paper 2, my correct attempt was around 190 and I got 167 marks finally after the scaling. So follow the simple approach, keep the books to the minimum level, keep practicing, keep looking for the UPSC previous year question papers, and mathematics can be handled very easily. It is not a difficult subject. And how artificial intelligence and number theory and modern algebra are linked, these kind of questions were asked in the interview. So while preparing mathematics, just keep some practical aspects in mind, how certain theories or certain concepts can be used in real life. For example, our linear programming problem can be used to solve certain governance problems such as queue, the heavy queues we have in the bus stops or some public distribution system, etc. Similarly, in disaster management also we can use certain mathematics concepts. So having that thing in mind can give you better perspective in the final interview, so that you can answer the interview questions with the better knowledge. So this is the additional aspect I found it. So when I used to read the concept, I used to go to the Wikipedia page of the particular concept and I used to see the practical applications. For example, if there is a number theory, I used to see what are the applications of number theory. If I read about calculus, I used to see what are the real life applications of calculus. So it keeps you connected with the theory as well as practice, because always from the civil servants they expect the practical approach. So just knowing the theory, solving the problems in the paper, that is fine, but keep some certain practical approach also. And it is, believe me, it is really interesting when you know that whatever you are studying has higher connotations and can be used in the bigger solving the bigger problems. You always feel sense of pride is there within you. So that is regarding the interview part of the mathematics. I want to add few more things. The book list for the mathematics is mentioned by many toppers, and you can follow that book list. Apart from that, some additional things I did. One is I used to look into NPTEL videos given by the IITs. For example, I prepared my linear algebra, I prepared my linear programming problems and complex analysis from the NPTEL videos. NPTEL videos are freely available on the YouTube and on the NPTEL website of the IITs. So if you have any questions or doubts in the mathematics, you can always refer to particular video and a particular website of the NPTEL, and you can get it clarified, because many of the aspirants does not have luxury to take coaching for the mathematics, and I was one of them. I did not take coaching for the mathematics. What I prepared on my own, and whatever preparation I did was from basic standard books, and I referred to online websites such as NPTEL. Additionally, there are two good YouTube playlists for the modern algebra and real analysis. Apart from that, while dealing with mathematics, don't leave any subject. For example, many aspirants leave modern algebra, statics, dynamics and fluid dynamics subjects, but many questions are being asked from these areas, because UPSC knows that aspirants are leaving these subjects, and UPSC want to really test us on these subjects. So do not leave them. Modern algebra can be prepared really well from contemporary modern algebra by Joseph Gallian book. Statics and dynamics can be prepared well from Krishna Cherry's book, and fluid dynamics can be prepared from MD Ryan Singhania book and Krishna Cherry's book. So do prepare them. If you prepare these three also very well, you will definitely have competitive edge over the other candidates. It might take time, but I think it is worth it. I prepared all the subjects. I did not leave any concept or subject, because I felt it might not be good, because every mark matters in the UPSC. Within the mark or two, ranks changes and service changes. So when the competition is high, we have to keep ourselves updated to that particular competition level. So I suggest you not to leave any concept. Please refer to the online resources and take help from the seniors and take guidance. You will definitely make it. I hope this mathematics strategy will help you to approach the mathematics more easily.
हेलो एवरीवन, मेरा नाम दलीप कुमार है। मुझे इस बार की सिविल सेवा परीक्षा में 73वीं रैंक हासिल हुई है। तो मैथ्स के पेपर 1 में सबसे पहला सिलेबस में जो टॉपिक है वो है लीनियर अलजेब्रा। ये टॉपिक कंपैरेटिवली इजी है, बट मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम मैंने देखा है कि इस टॉपिक को लोग इग्नोर कर देते हैं। इजी होने की वजह से इस पे पूरी तरह से फोकस नहीं करते हैं। मेरे हिसाब से इस टॉपिक को जितना वेटेज है उसके अकॉर्डिंगली इसको इम्पोर्टेंस दी जानी चाहिए। इसके लिए जो बुक मैंने रेफ़र की वो कृष्णा सीरीज़ की 2 बुक्स हैं। लीनियर अलजेब्रा की एक बुक है और दूसरी मैट्रिसेस की बुक है। और प्रैक्टिस के लिए शोम पब्लिकेशन की बुक है, उसके सेलेक्टेड चैप्टर्स काफ़ी अच्छे रहे हैं। पिछले 2 साल के पेपर्स में भी मैंने देखा है कि शोम पब्लिकेशन से डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन उठा के यूपीएससी पूछ रही है। उसके बाद नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है कैलकुलस। तो कैलकुलस और पेपर 2 का रियल एनालिसिस दोनों में काफ़ी सारे चीज़ें जो है वो ओवरलैपिंग है, तो दोनों को एक साथ हम तैयार कर सकते हैं। तो कैलकुलस के लिए सिंगल वेरिएबल वाली जो कैलकुलस है उसके लिए हम जो रियल एनालिसिस जब कवर करेंगे तो उसके साथ कवर हो जाएगा। इसमें मल्टीपल वेरिएबल कैलकुलस के लिए लिमिट, कंटिन्यूटी, डिफरेंशिएबिलिटी और उसके बाद जैकोबियन एंड लेग्रांज मल्टीप्लायर, ये सब टॉपिक्स हैं। इन सब टॉपिक के लिए मलिक एंड अरोड़ा की रियल एनालिसिस की बुक है, उसके सिलेक्टेड चैप्टर्स से मैंने कवर किया था, उसमें काफ़ी अच्छे से ये कवर किया हुआ है। और साथ ही इस टॉपिक में कुछ सब टॉपिक्स हैं जैसे एसिम्प्टोट्स, कर्व ट्रेसिंग, जिनके लिए कोई पर्टिकुलर सोर्स नहीं है, तो उसके लिए मैंने ऑनलाइन सोर्सेज से रेफ़र करके अपने नोट्स बनाए थे। जिन नोट्स से मैंने कवर किया था वो नोट्स मैं किसी ड्राइव बना करके किसी प्लेटफॉर्म पे शेयर कर दूंगा जहाँ से आप रेफ़र कर सकते हैं। उसके बाद इसमें ज्योमेट्री आता है। ज्योमेट्री में शांति नारायण की बुक से मैंने कवर किया था इनिशियल 2 अटेम्प्ट्स में। कोनिकॉइड से पहले वाला पोर्शन काफ़ी अच्छे से कवर हो जाता है, पर कोनिकॉइड्स में थोड़ा इतना डिटेल में नहीं है उस बुक से, तो समझने में थोड़ी प्रॉब्लम होती है। उसके लिए इस अटेम्प्ट में मैंने पीएन चैटर्जी रेफ़र की थी। तो आप कोनिकॉइड से पहले का पोर्शन शांति नारायण से कर सकते हैं और कोनिकॉइड पीएन चैटर्जी से कर सकते हैं, या पूरा का पूरा सिलेबस ही पीएन चैटर्जी से कवर कर सकते हैं। उसके बाद ऑर्डिनरी डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन आता है, जो आई थिंक वन ऑफ द ईजीएस्ट टॉपिक है सिलेबस का, जिसमें शांति नारायण की बुक है जिससे पूरी तरह से कवर किया जा सकता है। उसमें सिलेबस को देखते हुए और पास्ट ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर्स को देखते हुए सारे जितने चैप्टर्स सिलेबस में हैं उस हिसाब से उसको कवर किया था मैंने। जैसे रिडक्शन ऑफ ऑर्डर में कई टाइप के क्वेश्चंस बनते हैं जो सिंगल चैप्टर से कवर नहीं होते हैं। सिंगल वेरिएबल वाला इक्वेशन है, उसका एक चैप्टर है, उसमें बीच बीच में अलग अलग मेथड्स दिए हुए हैं। उन मेथड्स को पर्टिकुलरली रेफ़र किया तभी सारे क्वेश्चंस हो पाते हैं। उसके बाद नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है स्टैटिक्स एंड डायनामिक्स। उसके लिए कृष्णा सीरीज़ पब्लिकेशन की स्टैटिक्स और डायनामिक्स से लिमिटेड चैप्टर्स करो। पूरी की पूरी बुक्स फुली सोल्ड है। उस बुक में जितने भी रेलेवेंट चैप्टर हैं सिलेबस वाले वो उनको थोरोली कवर करो, तो ये टॉपिक इजीली कवर हो जाते हैं। उसके बाद वेक्टर कैलकुलस के लिए कृष्णा सीरीज़ की वेक्टर एनालिसिस की बुक से मोस्टली कवर हो जाता है। इसमें स्पेशल फोकस हमें ग्रीन्स थ्योरम, स्टोक्स थ्योरम और गॉस डाइवर्जेंस थ्योरम पे देना चाहिए। मोस्टली इन तीनों से क्वेश्चन रहता है और इजी भी रहता है अगर हमने अच्छे से कवर किया है। पर वेक्टर में कर्वेचर 2D कर्व वाले कुछ पोर्शन है जो इस बुक से कवर नहीं हो पाता है। उसके लिए मैंने थॉमस फिनी की कैलकुलस की बुक से कर्व ट्रेसिंग के चैप्टर से वो टॉपिक्स कवर किए थे। इसी के साथ पेपर 1 ख़त्म होता है। पेपर 2 का सबसे पहला टॉपिक है मॉडर्न अलजेब्रा। तो मॉडर्न अलजेब्रा मैथ्स प्रिपेयर करने वाले सभी के लिए टफेस्ट टॉपिक रहता है, और जो स्पेशली जो नॉन मैथ बैकग्राउंड से आए हैं तो उनको इस टॉपिक को करने में काफ़ी डिफ़िकल्टी होती है। तो उसके लिए मैं सजेस्ट करूँगा कि IN हस्टीन की मॉडल अलजेब्रा की बुक है, उससे कवर किया जा सकता है इस टॉपिक को। इस टॉपिक को ज़्यादा टाइम दिया जाना बहुत ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि ये टॉपिक है जिसमें हम कितना अंडरस्टैंड कर पाते हैं और कितनी ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस करते हैं उससे ज़्यादा प्रोफिशिएंसी आती है। तो हस्टीन में बहुत कम चैप्टर्स में ये पूरा सिलेबस कवर कर देता है, तो उसको कम्प्लीटली फोकस करके हर एग्जाम्पल को, हर क्वेश्चन को केयरफुली फोकस करके स्लोली अगर हस्टीन से कवर करोगे तो काफ़ी अच्छे से कवर हो जाता है। इसके अलावा जो बुक मुझे अच्छी लगी इसमें, और इस अटेम्प्ट में मैंने उन बुक्स को रेफ़र भी किया, ब्रिलियंट पब्लिकेशन की R कुमार ऑथर है। वो स्पेशली जो रिंग और फील्ड वाला पोर्शन है वो बुक बहुत अच्छे से कवर करती है, तो उस बुक से ये टॉपिक कवर किया जा सकता है। उसके बाद रियल एनालिसिस आता है, ये भी वन ऑफ द टफेस्ट टॉपिक में से एक है। इसके लिए शांति नारायण की रियल एनालिसिस की बुक से लगभग सारा का सारा सिलेबस कवर हो जाता है। उसके रेलेवेंट चैप्टर से सारे के सारे सोल्ड एग्जाम्पल सोल्व कर सकते हैं, इवन एक्सरसाइज के क्वेश्चन भी अटेम्प्ट किए जा सकते हैं, तो उससे रियल एनालिसिस कवर हो जाएगा। उसके बाद कॉम्प्लेक्स एनालिसिस आता है। ये टॉपिक थोड़ा ट्रिकी है पर लाइटली ले लिया जाता है जनरली, और इसमें क्वेश्चन भी पिछले 3-4 साल के पेपर देखेंगे तो ट्रिकी क्वेश्चंस आते हैं। इसके लिए मैंने कृष्णा सीरीज़ की कॉम्प्लेक्स एनालिसिस की बुक को रेफ़र किया था, वहाँ से इसका पूरा सिलेबस होलिस्टिकली कवर किया जा सकता है। उसके बाद लीनियर प्रोग्रामिंग आता है, जो कि ईजीएस्ट टॉपिक है मैथ्स का, पर इसमें कैलकुलेशन मिस्टेक होने का ज़्यादा चांस रहता है, तो उसके अकॉर्डिंगली प्रैक्टिस करनी चाहिए हमें। लीनियर प्रोग्रामिंग के लिए स्पेसिफिक बुक में कोई सजेस्ट नहीं कर रहा हूँ, कोई किसी भी पब्लिकेशन की कोई भी बुक उठा के आप उससे इजीली कवर कर सकते हैं। बहुत छोटा सिलेबस है और 2 सिंप्लेक्स मेथड ही है, एक सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट तो, और 2 ट्रांसपोर्टेशन और असाइनमेंट प्रॉब्लम है। 3 ही टाइप की प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, उन तीनों को कहीं से भी कवर किया जा सकता है। बहुत इजी रहेगा, पर थोड़ा एक्यूरेसी का ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा। उसके बाद पार्शियल डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन का टॉपिक आता है। पार्शियल डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन और ऑर्डिनरी डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन दोनों शांति नारायण की बुक से पूरी तरह से कवर किए जा सकते हैं। उसमें सिलेबस को देखते हुए उसमें उसके जो रेलेवेंट चैप्टर्स हैं उनको उस बुक से कवर किया जा सकता है। कैरेक्टरिस्टिक सॉल्यूशन वाला क्वेश्चन कई बार आया है और थोड़ा लेंदी होता है उसका प्रोसेस, वो भी उस बुक में कोसी प्रॉब्लम वाले चैप्टर में कवर किया हुआ है, वहाँ से कवर कर सकते हैं। उसके बाद नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है न्यूमेरिकल एनालिसिस। ये टॉपिक 2-3 साल पहले तक इजी टॉपिक समझा जाता था, क्योंकि जो भी मेथड्स को अप्लाई करके उससे कैलकुलेशन करके आंसर निकालने तक का टाइप के क्वेश्चंस आते थे। पर पिछले 2-3 साल से इस टॉपिक को काफ़ी ट्रिकी बना दिया गया है, क्योंकि मेथड्स या फॉर्मूला डिराइव करवा लेते हैं। तो उसके लिए ये ब्रिलियंट पब्लिकेशन की बुक जो है वो आप रेफ़र कर सकते हो। उसमें काफ़ी अच्छे से कवर किया हुआ है ये टॉपिक, इवन डेरिवेशन भी काफ़ी अच्छे से कवर की हुई है। उसकी मदद से जो रिसेंटली क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं उस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस भी सॉल्व किए जा सकते हैं। उसके बाद सिलेबस का लास्ट टॉपिक जो बचता है मैकेनिक्स एंड फ्लूइड डायनामिक्स। मैकेनिक्स थोड़ा इजी है, कवर किया जा सकता है। कृष्णा सीरीज़ की रिजिड डायनामिक्स की जो बुक है उसमें से सिलेबस के लगभग सारे टॉपिक कवर हो जाते हैं। फ्लूइड डायनामिक्स थोड़ा डिफ़िकल्ट टॉपिक रहता है और जनरली लोग उतना ही प्रिपेयर करते हैं कि जो मैंडेटरी 10 मार्क का क्वेश्चंस हैं वो सॉल्व हो जाए। उसके लिए MD राय सिंघानिया की फ्लूइड डायनामिक्स की बुक है, वो मैंने रेफ़र की थी। इसमें भी पिछले 3-4 साल के क्वेश्चन पेपर देखने पे लगेगा कि सिलेबस से डायरेक्टली अगर हम टॉपिक मैच करें तो वो क्वेश्चंस उन चैप्टर्स में कवर नहीं हो पाते हैं। तो उसके लिए बुक के 2-4 एक्स्ट्रा चैप्टर्स हैं जिसमें सिलिंड्रिकल मोशन और स्फेरिकल मोशन वाले चैप्टर्स हैं, उनको स्पेसिफिकली कवर किया जाए। UPSC में भी पिछले 3-4 साल से उन टॉपिक से क्वेश्चन पूछे जा रहे हैं। तो ये मेरी मैथ्स की बुक लिस्ट की स्ट्रेटजी थी। मैंने मैथ्स के लिए कोई कोचिंग नहीं की है और ना ही कोई कोचिंग के नोट से रेफ़र किया है। मैंने कम्प्लीटली इन्हीं बुक्स की मदद से प्रिपेयर किया है। मैंने 3 अटैम्प्ट दिए हैं, तीनों फर्स्ट 2 अटैम्प्ट में मेरे मैथ्स में 307 मार्क्स थे, इस बार 327 है। तो आई होप कि आप इन बुक से सिलेबस को अच्छे से कवर करते हैं तो आप भी मैथ्स में अच्छा स्कोर कर सकते हैं।
Hello everyone, I am Chirag Jain and I have secured All India Rank 10 in Indian Forest Service Examination 2018 and Rank 355 in Civil Service Examination 2018. My optional subject in Civil Services was Mathematics and in Indian Forest Service it was Mathematics plus Forestry. For Mathematics we divide the topics into 2 broad categories. First are the topics जो Pure Mathematics और Conventional Mathematics से आते हैं और second category है जो topics Physics related हैं। तो पहले बात करते हैं जो कन्वेंशनल टॉपिक्स हैं मैथमेटिक्स के, जैसे लीनियर अलजेब्रा, कैलकुलस, वेक्टर, एब्स्ट्रैक्ट अलजेब्रा एट्सेट्रा।
For paper 1, first topic linear algebra. One book is Shom series. And the other one by Krishna series for matrices part. Then calculus. Differential calculus by Krishna series. This is for the topics like maxima and minima, Lagrange and Jacobian. After this, analytic geometry. This is by S. Chand Publications. This topic is generally an extension of what the students of mathematics do in 11th and 12th class. So, this can be done very easily. Then ordinary differential equation, the book by the same title by M.D. Raisinghania. This is for the differential equations, and Laplace part is to be done from the same author, and advanced differential equations. Then we have topic dynamics and statics. For that, dynamics plus statics, both topics are covered in different books by the name of Krishna series. And then we have vector analysis. This is also a very easy topic and doable, and for that we refer to book by Shom series. It's a very good book and gives a good understanding of the concepts. After this, we move to paper 2. First is algebra, modern algebra. For that, I would suggest two sources. One is abstract algebra book by Joseph D. Gallian. And then Howard lectures. Professor's name is Benedict Gross. You may search for these lectures on Google and you may find them. Real analysis I did from Malik and Arora. And this has to be integrated with calculus of paper 1. It is very difficult to do real analysis without calculus, or vice versa. Then we have complex analysis. Again, I refer to Shom series for this. But yes, for all these books, there is a lot of redundancy in these books, so you have to figure out what is relevant and what is not relevant. Linear programming, I made my notes, but Krishna series book can also be referred for this. partial differential equations, again advanced differential equations, by M.D. Rai Singhania. For numerical analysis and computer programming, this topic I would suggest book by S.S. Shastri, and for this digital electronics by Morris and Mano. Also for algorithms and flowchart, people may refer to Nitish K's blog. He got All India rank 8th in the Civil Service Examination of 2015, and his blog is also very useful. And after this, for mechanics and fluid dynamics, for mechanics, people may refer to Krishna series, rigid dynamics. And for certain topics like moment of inertia and D'Alembert's principle, one may refer to Krishna series, paper 1 dynamics book. It has both the topics. And for fluid dynamics, I refer to M.D. Rai Singhania book. So these are the sources broadly for mathematics, and they can be useful. Apart from that, my broad suggestion would be, if you have not done any question prior to seeing it in the examination, it will be very difficult to solve it at this time. So you have to do more and more practice, and in such a way that when you see in the question in the examination, you should be knowing the working of that question and should not be busy in figuring out the solution. So that would be my strategy. For this, don't just look at the previous year questions to know the frequency of the examiner, and also solve more and more questions from the books, standard books, and develop the habit of solving the questions. That would be my suggestion. Now I will broadly discuss the strategy of attempting the mathematics paper. There are 2 sections in each paper, and there are 8 questions, out of which we have to attempt 5 questions, including first and fifth from each section. That is compulsory. So since there are 5 sections and around 180 minutes for solving the paper, so broadly we get 35 minutes for solving each section. So my strategy was to devote 35 minutes for one section, and I used to attempt in this way that first and fifth questions were attempted initially, and then after solving those and after developing certain degree of flow in the examination, I used to select the rest of the questions. Generally the trend was that I used to select 2 questions from paper from section 1 and 1 question from section 2. In this way all the 5 questions were done. Initially I used to attempt all the questions that first important thing is to select the optional questions. The 3 questions are to be selected, including 2 from section 1 and 2 from one section and 1 from one section, another section. So you have to be intelligent enough to select those questions where you can score maximum marks. After you have done selection, if you don't know any particular subsection, then please it would be my suggestion that don't spend too much time on that, rather move on to other questions. If you have time left for this, you can figure out the solution for the remaining question. So this was my strategy. Also at my personal level, what I have observed is in paper 2, this is the last paper of the whole examination cycle, and people generally get tired before this paper. So my suggestion would be to solve the exam papers in such a way that you are able to simulate the whole examination process and attempt paper 2 as if it is the last paper in the test series itself. अगर हम मैथमेटिक्स की टाइमलाइन देखें कि किस तरह से प्रिपरेशन करनी है, तो मेरा सजेशन ये होगा कि प्रीलिम्स से पहले 70 to 80% सिलेबस हो जाना चाहिए और प्रीलिम्स के बाद का ज़्यादातर टाइम हमारा रिवीजन में जाना चाहिए। जो कुछ साइड के टॉपिक्स हैं वो आप प्रीलिम्स के बाद कर सकते हैं, लेकिन फिर भी ट्राई कीजिए कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सिलेबस पहले हो जाए। मैथमेटिक्स सब्जेक्ट का सिलेबस काफ़ी ज़्यादा है, unlike the optional of humanities that can be done in 4-5 months, mathematics takes around 9 to 10 months. So ये चीज़ को ध्यान में रखते हुए आपको तैयारी काफ़ी पहले करनी चाहिए स्टार्ट। जैसे अगर जून में प्रीलिम्स है तो पिछले साल के आप सितंबर अक्टूबर से मैथमेटिक्स को स्टार्ट कर दीजिए। और सेंस ये है कि जीएस में इसका कोई ओवरलैप नहीं होता, तो आपको जीएस के साथ मैथमेटिक्स को बैलेंस करना भी एक इम्पॉर्टेंट टास्क है, वो भी बहुत क्रूशियल है, उसको भी ध्यान में रखिए। मेरा ज़्यादातर मैं इक्वली डिवाइड करता था रफली, कभी कभी हो जाता था 60% टाइम मैथमेटिक्स को दे दिया, 40% जीएस को दे दिया। लेकिन अब जिस तरह का पैटर्न हो रहा है एग्जामिनेशन का, तो जीएस अपना वेटेज ज़्यादा रख रहा है। जीएस में काफ़ी मार्क्स आ रहे हैं, ऑप्शनल में भी आ रहे हैं, लेकिन पहले कुछ साल पहले ऐसा होता था कि मैथमेटिक्स में मार्क्स लाके लोग प्रॉपर आईएएस वाली रैंक ले आते थे, लेकिन अब ये थोड़ा मुश्किल है। तो सभी चीज़ों को बैलेंस करना बहुत ज़रूरी है, एक बैलेंस मार्कशीट होना बहुत ज़रूरी है। तो उसके लिए आप आपकी जो एबिलिटी है उसके हिसाब से ज़रूरी है कि आप उन दोनों चीज़ों को बैलेंस कीजिए, सब चीज़ों को बैलेंस कीजिए। अगर आपके कुछ वीक एरियाज़ हैं उनको आप ज़्यादा टाइम दीजिए, अगर कोई स्ट्रॉन्ग एरियाज़ हैं उनको कम टाइम देके भी काम चल सकता है। कुछ ऐसे टॉपिक्स हैं जिनको आपको कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ होना ही नहीं चाहिए, जो अगर आप सो के उठें भी और कोई सॉल्व करने को कहे तो आप कर सकें। जैसे लीनियर अलजेब्रा है एक ऐसा टॉपिक, मैं उनको डबल मार्क कर देता हूँ। लीनियर अलजेब्रा, कैलकुलस, एनालिटिक ज्योमेट्री, ओडीई एंड वेक्टर। डायनेमिक्स थोड़ा कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ हो सकता है, उसमें बस आपको एक क्वेश्चन सेट बनाना है और क्वेश्चन सेट में से क्वेश्चन आए एग्जाम में तो आपको अटेम्प्ट करना है, नहीं तो आपको छोड़ना होगा, वरना वो टाइम खा जाएगा। और इधर मॉडल अलजेब्रा थोड़ा डिफ़िकल्ट है, तो मतलब इसमें थोड़ा कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ हो सकता है, लेकिन कोशिश कीजिए इसको अच्छे से करने का। ये क्योंकि अगर ये डिफ़िकल्ट टॉपिक है, लेकिन एक बार अगर इस पर कमांड हो गई तो आपका फेवरेट टॉपिक बन जाएगा। और रियल एनालिसिस आपको अच्छे से करना होगा, कॉम्प्लेक्स एनालिसिस करना होगा, लीनियर प्रोग्रामिंग भी, पीडीई। इसमें न्यूमेरिकल एनालिसिस तो आपका पक्का होना ही चाहिए। कंप्यूटर प्रोग्रामिंग थोड़ी सी हो सकती हैं इश्यूज़, और इसके अलावा मैकेनिक्स और फ्लूइड डायनेमिक्स मतलब रिलेटिवली कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस, कॉस्ट बेनिफिट रेशियो इतना फेवरेबल नहीं है। तो जो मैंने डबल मार्क किए हैं ये टॉपिक्स आपको इस तरह करने हैं कि कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ ना हो। Mathematics is a very good subject, but yes, you have to know the reality behind it. Only few of the it's like the toppers that you see, it is like tip of the iceberg. Many of the people are not able to get good marks in mathematics. It is binary subject, either you get very good marks or get very poor marks. So you have to be realistic enough that only if you have good command over mathematics, then only you should opt for it. Otherwise you may refer to other subjects, particularly from the humanities background. So with this finally I'll wrap up my session. Thank you so much.